item is minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Bill, seconded by Russ. Discussion.
Call for the question.
Question's been called for to approve the September 1st, 2021 regular meeting minutes of the City Council. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. I take that as unanimous. Okay, next item is petitions, communications. One's in the packet that I was able to get in here Monday, and the other one that I just handed out on the table, we'll go over both. First off, they got it done sooner. Giaforte went and signed the, I don't know what you might call order or whatever, agreeing that he will take and they fund, this is that one with ARPA, the competitive grant and the minimum allocation grant that we applied for, that we applied around 1.9 million area. And from that we were ranked 62 of like 5 others or 6 others, whatever. Well, he gave the order, or whatever you want to call it again, to take the top 73. We were at 62, so we have the grant. I don't know exactly when the money's going to come. That might be October, maybe. But we have the grant. We just got to decide when we're going to get the money, but we have it. So, just tell you. So, they requested state revolving fund people, along with TCEP and RRGL and that whole bunch, DEQ, all of them requested a change in the budget. So what I did is I went and added this and changed. That's the sheet I just added, he's got it done today. I pretty much just found out, it was sort of noticed Friday, but I didn't get time the weekend to go fix it. This is the budget for the water line project. SRF is the state revolving fund, that's the loan that we're getting. TCEP, Treasure State Endowment Program. RRGL, Renewable Resource Grant something, grant and loan, I think. RRGL. Next one, if you flip the page, you grab and flip it, that's the ARPA, the competitive and the minimum allocation grant. And you can see what we got is $1.903421 million. And then the other one is not really, it's in there, but this has to do with Idaho Street. And this is how much we've spent so far and got done. So. And then the far left, or far right one, excuse me, is the budget of all of the ones added together, but not the Idaho Street. This is just the water. Okay, so on the far right on the second page, budgeted is what we have budgeted, so you can see the total cost budget is $4.401 million. We have spent so far $1.4 million. Remember that we went and paid for all or a lot of the parts for $723 plus. We got $241,838 on the reserve fund, the loan reserve. Now, I do not know if we get some of that or we can send that back, because we probably don't need as much, because we're not going to take as much on the bond or loan, whatever you call it. Because we don't need as much because we got the grant now. But that really is our money that sits there in reserve, and at the end of the bond payments, you use your reserve to pay off the last 1 or 2 bonds, or 1 or 2 payments, excuse me. So it's really our money, it just has to sit there until it's all done. You know. So now everybody knows what it is, it's just for information, but I am happy that we got it. So now we can I'm not saying we'll do it just yet, but, because we gotta see when we get the money and how much at the end. Did it really change? I mean, because we got contingency in that. So, once we find out, I would say then let's look into, to try to cut the rates, but not until then. So, okay.
Congratulations, Mike.
Well, thank you. I finally do something right at some point. Okay, next item, mayor's report, citizens request. I didn't have anything really else to put on, so let's take a few minutes, and anybody who wants to ask.
I think Mr. Mayor, the one that's 1-1, that's all ones, that has been corrected, I think.
Okay,
So that one's done. And thank you very much.
okay, I'll mark it done. I'll ask the chief of police for a date to put on there.
I think it's been done quite a while, hasn't it?
Pardon?
It was done quite a while ago, wasn't it?
It was done, I think, yeah, the day of the last meeting, yeah. And the site is so much clearer now. You can see around the corner. And
Okay, we'll move on and nobody. Reports of officers and boards of the city. Library board, Mr. McGinley.
No report, or no meeting, no report. The book book sale at the fair sounded like it was a success when I seen her Friday afternoon, so.
Good. I forgot she got married, now her last name's Kennedy. I was gonna say, who's that? City attorney, Mr. Nolan.
No, thank you, Mr. Mayor. The court received some proposed findings and conclusions on the Skradsky matter. We haven't heard anything back yet, so that was late last week. And I've been working on some subdivision matters and haven't had time to discuss it with you, Mr. Mayor, what I found out, but we'll do that sometime. I guess I know we got a lot going on.
Friday.
Yeah. And other than that, everything seems to be proceeding as normal. So.
Any questions?
Was there about a 1 or 2 week lag before the Labor Day stuff hits?
No, we've already had, I think, some of it, mostly MIPs, I think.
There's just a couple of them, we actually didn't have a ton
I
of
don't
cases.
think,
Yeah.
didn't seem,
Good. Okay, thank you. Planning board, Mr. Hand.
We did have a planning board meeting. I have 8 minutes for you. We're still working on the Beaver Pride adventure, trying to get things kind of caught up so everybody's on the same page. Till we have more report, that should finish unless there's a question.
And we assigned some items to Mr. Nolan to bring to the planning board to try to answer some of those questions.
Good.
So, okay,
And the request for attorney's opinion has been issued for the planning board?
yes, I believe so. Come in tomorrow first and let's verify I got both.
Okay. Mr. Dolan's looking at me strange.
when's the next meeting? Because I'm
The 7th.
7th of October? Okay, thank you.
That completes my report.
Thank you. Zoning commission.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Shirley, we had a meeting last night, no minutes as of yet. Our next meeting is in 2 weeks with a public hearing at 6:30, followed by the meeting at 7 o'clock. That
Okay.
concludes my report.
Thank you. No director of operations. Police department, Mr. Chief Patterson.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. I asked the council to approve the August 21st activity report.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved by Bill, seconded by Russ. Discussion.
Call for a question.
Question's been called for to approve the August 2021 activity report for the police department. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. I take that as unanimous. Any questions for the chief, or do you have any other statements to make?
Since Mr. Hand brought it up, I can say we only had 16 violations over Labor Day, which is, I'm shocked. And we had quite a few calls, 120 some for service, but the crowd was huge, but I mean, pretty mellow, you know, so the officers did really well, and they said that everybody was pretty well behaved, and so it went off pretty good. And we have a bunch of people going to different abuse trainings, investigation trainings. In the next couple of weeks, I hope those continue. They don't shut them down, but we're trying to get people to trainings as soon as we can, just about here.
Okay, thank you. Fire department.
I'd like to ask the council to accept the report and the expenditures for August.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved by Russ, seconded by Dan. Discussion.
Call for the question.
Question's been called for to approve the city clerk report for the fire hall for August 2021 and the budget versus expenditure for the fire hall for August 2021. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. I take that as unanimous.
Assistant Chief,
Anything
you've been
else,
having
sir?
some interesting calls, it seems like, as of late. Equipment that's supposed to be on fire can't be found.
Yeah, we
Car
car
fires
fire
changed.
licenses, 2 in one day, which
Yeah.
is a little weird, but they're wild goose chases, so we'll
Well,
look.
that's a-
Thankfully, it's been quiet lately.
At least those are the easy fires.
What's that?
Those are the easy fires.
They
anyway.
are. You don't have to clean up afterwards. Labor Day was really quiet for us. Breakfast was great. Looks like 1840, that's our tender that's been out on the Alder Creek fire, is gonna be demoed after this weekend. We're gonna bring it home and probably need to do some repairs to it and get it cleaned up. Let's see, I think it's been out for over 2 months now. I don't know the exact date, but it's been out there a while.
It's been a good moneymaker for you this year.
Yes, yeah. That's all I've got.
Any other questions for him? Thank you, Mr. Huckey.
Thank you.
No treasurer, or at least they're not here. And probably no tree board meeting.
No, the tree board, I think everybody got, I hope you got in your cubby, a thing for Great Harvest. Great Harvest is raising dough for the tree board this week. And so we're there all day today, tomorrow, and Friday from 7 till 2. And Great Harvest is featuring all their fall favorites. So please come in and buy a couple loaves of bread for the tree board.
Sounds good, I think my waistline wouldn't forget.
Thank you.
The snickerdoodles are outrageous.
Those cards, oh.
Okay, Judiciary Committee, Mr. Nye.
No meeting, no report, but I'm sure we'll have a meeting next week.
Yeah, I'll be working on it tomorrow and get it out Friday. Finance Committee, Mr. Hand.
No meeting, no report.
Fire and Order, Mr. Schaefer.
No meeting, no report.
Health and Welfare, Mr. McGinley.
No meeting, no report.
Cemetery Committee, Ms. Armstrong.
No meeting, no report.
Parks Committee, Ms. O'Rourke.
No, we'll be meeting later on, I think in 2 weeks.
I think it'll be next Wednesday.
Is it next Wednesday?
Well,
Okay.
it's the fourth Wednesday, and this is our third now, so, if I remember right.
And we will be meeting, I hope, I presume that Todd will be back to get out the agenda. If not, I will get it out.
Okay. I mean, that should be out Monday. If he's not, we'll get it out.
Okay.
I'll drag him from his deathbed and we'll get it written down.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. City Hall. I don't care, Dan or John.
No meeting, no report, but we do have a meeting tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow at 4. Street and Alley Committee, Mr. Nye.
Better have Mr. Hand do that one. I wasn't there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Before you in your packet is our minutes from the September 7th meeting, ask your acceptance.
Move to approve?
Second. It's been moved by Dan, seconded by Bill. Second, discussion.
Call for the question.
Question's been called for to approve the September 7th, 2021 meeting minutes of the Street and Alley Committee. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. I take that as unanimous.
As you can see with the expansion of the health services downtown, they did request some parking spots be allocated to them. And we discussed that quite an extent, trying to figure out what would be the best way to do that, so we didn't limit the downtown parking, but still provide parking for their patients. We also discussed doing something with the parking spots over there by the depot lawn. Mayor was kind enough to do a drawing for us that showed there should be 32 spaces. I know the next day I went by and I counted 16 cars, and you could use all you can put there, so. People definitely are not parking in an efficient manner, shall we say. So that's why we're gonna look at possibly paving that so we can stripe it so people know where to park. Maybe. There's nothing, yeah, there's nothing else I'll end my report.
Thank you. Any questions? Moving on. Thank you. Water and Sewer Committee, Mr. Hand.
Me again, Margaret. I ask your approval of the August 26, 2021 meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been moved by Bill, seconded by Russ. Discussion.
Call for the question.
Question's been called for to approve the August 26, 2021 meeting minutes of the Water and Sewer Committee. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
All those opposed say nay. I take that as unanimous.
Of particular interest is we did recommend annexation occur for Dillon Implement. We also were discussing how to reallocate the water fees in a hopefully more equitable manner so that everybody pays their fair share of what they use and not let somebody else pay their share of the bill. So that we'll be working on that some more in the next meetings to come. So if anyone has any blazing ideas, by all means, please share it with a member of the committee for us. So we realize we're not the only ones that have good ideas. Always looking for extra ideas. And that should complete my report unless there's questions.
Thank you. Okay, last item, public comment on items of significant public interest not on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the city.
I'm good. Nothing tonight.
Okay, Bill?
The only comment I want to make is in the nearly 8 years I've been doing this, we're at 20 minutes.
It's Raymond's fault he's not here. Move for adjourn.
Second.
Second.
It's been moved by Don, seconded by Mary Jo for adjournment. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Meeting adjourned and it's been done before 20 minutes.
I caught you, 18 last night. Zoning.
That's what
Thank you,
Christina
everyone.
said, she had the minutes done like
I saw the.
I was talking about